No, I did that. I also looked at some of my own work and tried to figure out how some of the older paintings that I had that had a whimsical or humorous aspect to them, how I had gotten there. Um, and so the next part of the exercise was to really think about the uh, word that we had chosen for this exercise. Mine was whimsical, so playfully quaint in an appealing or amusing way, fanciful, quirky, wacky, trying to think of all the synonyms for that word. It's helpful in imagining what the appropriate visual vocabulary might be. And also it's important to think about what it's not. It's not boring, it's not dull, it's not expected, it's predictable. So it helped me to think about the concept in that way. We ended up making these visual boards. Here's mine. It's kind of crude, but you get the idea, with the definitions, what it is not, and then to start thinking of writing down what kinds of marks or colors would exemplify that feeling. So I came up with squiggles, drippy lines, playful shapes like beans and bubbles and balloons, patterns like polka dots, stripes, argyle, checkerboard, bold colors, unexpected color combinations, a precarious balance or asymmetry, and loose, smudgy, kind of imprecise work as well. And in addition to that, to really think in a very concrete way about how you do that in a painting, how you create those marks. We were encouraged to think about what specific tools we would use. So tools like long-handled brushes prevent you from being really controlled. They, by nature, make you have loose marks. Working with your non-dominant hand does that. Rotating a painting to see it from a totally different perspective can sometimes bring a new light to a painting. Continuous line drawings where you don't let yourself raise your drawing implement off the canvas sometimes creates some really goofy little drawings that are fun. Lots of paint so you can be sloppy and reckless. Surfaces that are not precious so you're not worried about ruining something, and that makes you really tight. And welcoming happy accidents and not editing them out. These are all kind of concrete ways to create the feeling that I wanted. And perhaps even more important is to really think about the state of mind required to bring out a certain quality in a painting. To do this kind of work, to do something that's a little bit humorous and light and whimsical, I felt like I really needed to be relaxed, playful. So I think meditating first helps. And also to play some lively, fun music, maybe J.J. Cale for me, or Talking Heads. Don't overthink, dance, move the body, avoid interruptions. These are all kind of ways to get in an appropriate state of mind to create the feeling that I wanted. So that's my inspiration board. And the next step for this process in the class I was taking was to create a painting using those principles. And I had most of the paintings done for this show, but I had one that I had been working on that I think I told Joseph was probably the ugliest thing I'd ever done. And I had banned it to my studio, and it was sitting down here with its face to the wall. And I started thinking about it in a different way, and I pulled it out, and this, and so this is that painting at some stage, at its very ugly stage. Um, but when I was thinking about this challenge of doing something that is whimsical, I thought, well, it's certainly got unexpected colors. It's got some squiggly lines in it. It's got some funny bean-like shapes. Maybe I can really use what I've been thinking about to create something whimsical out of this kind of dark, ugly painting. So that's what I did, and see if I can get to the next one. So here's another phase of that painting. I started working in more colors. I added some elements to it, but it wasn't really there yet. But when I went back in and started really adding some of the elements that I delineated for whimsical paintings, I put some stripes, I put some bean-like shapes, I put some balloons, and it was really transformed from my ugly painting into a rather playful, whimsical painting. And this painting turned out to be one of the things that everybody loved at the opening, from my little ugly duckling to a cute little painting. So that's the story of whimsical. That painting is actually called Fun House. I think right now I don't feel very whimsical or like doing funny paintings right now with what is going on, but I think I will use this lesson to try to really zero in on being more intentional in painting work that reflects a particular emotion for me. Now, viewers may see things in an entirely different light, and they will, and that's great. So maybe if you think about the way you look at abstract work and the kinds of emotions it raises for you, you might look a little deeper and think about what the kinds of marks and shapes and qualities of the painting are that bring out that emotion for you. And I think you'll be getting closer to understanding the visual vocabulary that artist used. And I want to thank Abby for giving me this opportunity both to show my work and talk about it. I so wish we were doing this in person so that I could talk to you and answer questions about any of the other paintings. But be well during this time, and take care of yourselves.